I'm back with some more Warhammer 3 and we're going to be continuing our Ogre Kingdoms playthrough. Last time we found ourselves in a war with the Border Princes and we eliminated any army in sight. We marched on their settlement, conquered their lands, killed everyone we came across. The plan for today is to continue our invasion of the Border Princes. First, Akendorf must fall. It is the capital. It is their main settlement. If we can conquer that, we will strike a massive blow. Once we've done that, we will then focus on the southwest and conquer their remaining lands. First of all though, we're going to continue recruiting some more Ogre Bulls until the army is at max strength. And we're going to use the Ogre Hunter to keep the army at bay. If we keep assaulting the Border Princes, hopefully they won't march. And once I have Akendorf, they will be next. What do the Greenskins want with me? For 200 gold, they will give us a non-aggression. We're going to decline their offer for now. I'm not too sure what Greenskins we have to kill as part of our bounty. So the last thing I want to do is make peace with them. And I think it was the guy who was communicating with us. He must have heard that he was next on the list and wanted to get out of it. One of the bounties has been aborted. I assume they got taken out by someone else. Hold on a minute. A second Border Prince army? Are they going all out? Are they that desperate to eliminate us? We have successfully assaulted their units again. We may need to try and speed things up and advance our attacks. If the Border Princes become too strong, I won't be able to march on Akendorf, and instead we're going to be fighting a war on the Western Front. The Border Princes are willing to pay us 2,000 gold to end this war. I'm afraid I must decline. All the Ogres have on their mind right now is meat, and if we sign peace with the Border Princes, we are giving up potential meat, and that is unacceptable. The army is on the move. They've run north. They haven't run very far. We're going to keep following them and assaulting them, but because they've left their territory, we should be able to weaken them more. They won't heal as frequent as they would if they stayed inside the settlement. And well, I mean, if we look at their current strength, they won't be attacking us anytime soon, I don't think. Bigger brothers turned up something weird, boss. Bunch of stinking nobblers hiding in the cave. Only their noses ain't so big. Don't seem quite so dumb as the usual kind neither. Of course, they'll do what we tell them once we've knocked them about a bit. Or we could just scoff them. Hang on a minute. Are you saying what I think you're saying? Meat's back on the menu, boys. There's no point in slaving them. It only lowers their recruitment costs, and I don't really want to recruit nobblers. So feast, lads. Feast on the nobblers. We've just received word from our scouts that the Border Princes are raiding us, which means they have entered our territory. They're slowly closing the gap on our settlement. We're going to continue the assault though, and that's another success. The army will no longer heal now that they've crossed the border, which is great. It'll slow them down even more. But I think it is time for the Ogres to march once more and take the fight to the enemy. It is time to launch the attack, but before we begin, I just realized it had been a while since our guy who we told to pack up camp has been seen. I wasn't too sure where he was. I thought he might have arrived by now, and then I came across this recruit camp option here. If we click it, there he is. He's under the reserves. If we deploy him, this will use up one of your limited camps. We'll accept that. Now where does he go? Does he just go on the spot? It looks like he's going to sit exactly where we dropped him. But if I knew that's all we had to do all along, I would have brought him back a lot sooner. Alright then, let's finally take down Akendorf. There are 2 groups of shielded spears. There are 2 groups of halberds, 3 groups of swordsmen, and 4 crossbowmen. But they do also have a wall with siege defenses. If we were to auto-resolve in our current state, we would win, but the casualties would be high. We're not in a rush to attack the settlement just yet, especially since the border princes have yet to make their move. So we'll continue the siege for now. We will tell our Ogre Hunter to assault them once more, and that's another success. And now we shall end our turn. Depending on what the border prince's next play is, it will probably decide what my next action will be. We may need to retreat back to the settlements, or we can continue our advances and take Akendorf. It looks like the border princes have suffered too many casualties. They've pulled back and retreated to the settlement, while the other army has kind of disappeared. Was it Helmut von Hassel? Was that the other guy? We're going to investigate whether we can win the battle right now. The enemy have suffered some minor casualties, not a lot, and it has lowered the amount of casualties we will suffer if we were to auto-resolve. You know what? I think we launched the attack. I don't know how well it's gonna go. I don't know if ogres can even climb siege equipment, or if we're gonna have to smash down the front gate. But it is time to fight the enemy on the battlefield. It is time to begin the battle. There are central key areas that we need to conquer on our way into this settlement. And then we need to make our way to the very end to conquer the final flag. It's gonna be quite the battle, especially since the enemy could like easily form shield walls on like these bridges and things to hold us back. Especially since they have spears and halberds and we don't really have the ranged troops to stop them. Something I've noticed we're severely lacking as the ogres is some decent missile infantry. So we are going to begin the battle. We are just outside the range of the enemy, so right now we can't be touched. Oh, hang on a minute. The enemy towers are firing at us. I thought we were out of sight, but we're actually out of sight of the crossbows. Alright, ogres. We must advance on the enemy settlement. We can't sit back and be shot at by the towers. It's not gonna go well. We need to make our advances now. Soon we will have a Stoneshaker. I don't know how effective it is. We can give it a go. Should we try her on the wall in the middle here where the enemies are gathering? I see. We've punched a hole straight through. Alright, ogres. You know exactly what we need to do. The castle has been breached. Attack, men. We must all advance as quick as we can. The enemy are out in the open. We have to take advantage. We can't harm them on the walls. The men sadly can't climb them. I guess that's ogres for you. But we're gonna send everyone through the gap. The longer the enemy try to hold the wall, the better it'll be for us. We can use our leader and summon some gorges on the enemy. If we just sprout them out of the ground where they stand, that'll throw them off and it won't give them time to form any kind of shield wall or anything. Currently though, the gap in the wall isn't the biggest, so we are kind of stuck here until we breach through the enemy lines. I'm hoping the Gorges will do that for us. We lower the leadership on their main unit. That might cripple their morale. We'll then buff the Gorges that are flanked from behind. And everyone else, just keep running through the gap. We have to breach. It's all or nothing, men. Actually, shall we try and make ourselves a bigger gap? And just like that, we have a new hole to breach through. Alright, men. Some of you flank through the left side. We may not even have to take the main central point of the settlement if we kill them all here and now. There are a lot of enemies on the right side that we need to defeat. The left side is pretty much cleared at the moment. There's not much that stands in our way. We'll activate our dismember skill. We'll use that on the crossbowmen. They're pretty much full health. That should tear them down nicely. And we're about to capture one of the front gates.
The great lord claims another. Crunch their skulls.
We need to keep telling the men to advance. We just tell everyone to storm this like huddle of enemies. We'll tell our leader to lower the morale of the halberds. We'll also buff some of our units to see if they can breach. We also have a massacre skill which will buff all units nearby. So we'll activate that on this huddle here. The gods have indeed abandoned you, my friend. I would surrender now while you're still alive. Because if you stay on this battlefield for much longer, you won't be.
It is ours. It is the Moors. When do we eat?
Everyone, keep advancing, men. If I grab a couple of them and tell them to run this way, what we'll do is we'll flank around the back and eliminate them quicker. Or maybe we'll even march on this like central point here. There are some enemy crossbows hiding behind a barricade, although the barricade is facing the wrong way. Hang on a minute. Shouldn't you be looking this way, lads? We have one last Stoneshaker. I'm just going to drop it on these crossbowmen just because we can. There goes their little barrier and we have a victory. They've surrendered. I mean, it was a bit of a massacre, so I don't blame them. But we didn't get as far into the settlement as I thought we would have had to. We only lost 63 men in the battle and we eliminated 1,000 of them. The battle was looking a little dodgy in the beginning when the towers started firing at us and we started losing some men early on. But after utilizing those Stoneshakers, I'm not even too sure why we have them. If it's an Ogre feature or if it's just, I don't know what it is. But once we started using them, it turned the tide of battle and we soon eliminated the enemy. We're not going to worry about raising the settlement or anything like that. We're just going to go for a straight easy occupy. And now we have conquered the entire province. We can set ourselves a buff, but I don't know what commandment we want. Recruitment, income, or control. Maybe we'll go for the additional income for the time being because we are a little low on funds. We're only getting 900 gold a turn. Even though Akendorf is the capital of this area, it's not a very big city. It's actually like pretty small. Now that we have eliminated the border princes on the eastern front, we can end our turn and then Grag is gonna march to the western side. We will now make our preparations for defeating the southwest border prince armies. There are 4 remaining settlements we need to conquer or burn to the ground. I'm not fussy, we'll do either one. Or maybe we'll even sign peace with them. I'm not entirely sure at the moment, we'll have to see. If they offer us a substantial amount, I'll consider it. Otherwise, meat shall be on the menu. The border prince army has not moved. They're hiding away in their settlement. I think they're still recovering from the damage that my Ogre Hunter inflicted. One man single-handedly took down hundreds of them. Considering in the beginning we were talking about not feeding him because of how much of a failure he has come a long way, I have to admit. The border princes have made their move. They've decided to once again cross into Ogre Kingdom land. We've received reports from our scouts that they have crossed the western border. The Ogre Hunter is going to have to do what the Ogre Hunter does best and assault thy enemies.
Thrill of the hunt.
We have another success. The army is fairly damaged. We only just arrived at the settlement, so we don't have the movement to reach the enemy this turn. But if they stay there, we will launch an attack next turn. And he's backed off once again. This guy, he's up to something and I'm not entirely sure what. We could assault his army again. We failed this time, which isn't ideal because in one more turn's time, majority of his army will have recovered. We will need to plan our next move carefully. We only have the one army and we can't exactly afford another right now. The border princes have sent a diplomat. They're offering less funds than last time, but that may be either because they have less in general, because we have stolen some of their land, or they're just being cheap. We should counter offer. We shall take off the payments and we shall demand even more money. They will accept peace if I was to demand every bit of gold that they have. We can even throw a non-aggression pact into the list of demands. I mean, it wouldn't really make sense to demand all their gold, sign a peace treaty and give them a non-aggression all in one turn. But maybe we will accept the peace for now. It gives us time to prepare and we won't have to march as far southwest. But that being said, if we look at our victory conditions, I believe one of our goals to win as an ogre is to kill the border princes. So regardless of what decision we make now, at some point, whether it is now, in the future, who knows when, they must die. I'm afraid we must reject their offer. We spit in the face of the diplomat. He should be grateful we even allowed him to leave our lands. If I had it my way, we would have eaten the damn diplomat. In order to expand our kingdom and grow quicker, we need to increase our income. Our income is holding us back at the moment. We can't have additional armies if we don't earn enough gold. We can't build new buildings to get better troops without gold. we can't really do much. But if we go to diplomacy, maybe we can secure some trade-in deals. We have a minus 0.4 with some Skaven. Maybe if we negotiate, we can turn it into our favor and actually get an agreement. What if I balance the offer? Or maybe we threaten them. We should probably not threaten them though. I don't think that's the way to go. Trade with me or die. I think we'll try to balance the offer. We'll have to pay them 558 gold in order to balance the offer. With the trade agreement, it does mean we will earn that back in about 4 turns. But I don't know if it's worth it. Maybe we just give them the offer? No, they won't accept it. What if we throw in a non-aggression with the trade? Now we balance it and we'll take 400 gold from them. I think that might be the way to go. We'll take the non-aggression just to basically say, okay, we agree not to kill you for now. We'll take 400 of their gold and we set up a trade deal which will give us 150 every turn. We could try to negotiate a trade deal with the humans. I don't think it's gonna go well though. I mean, if we try balancing the offer, is there any way we can? We can't. I think the offer is that far like against us that with all the money that I have, I still can't convince them to do it. It's only going to give us 120 gold if we were to trade. I mean, maybe we threaten them into a trade? Nah. Maybe we shouldn't go to war for some simple trading. At least we have one trading partner now though. It's not worth a lot, but it is something for the time being. A goblin dares enter my land and attempts to negotiate with Scrag the Slaughterer. I have no idea who this guy is. He has an interesting name. Good old Snoko Ol Weirdy of the clan Creeping Death. But I think we're going to decline his offer for now. It looks as though the border princes have revealed their hand. The enemy have marched across the border once again in an attempt to raid me. We'll use the Ogre Hunter to assault their units, but I believe he is within range of Scrag. So with the success of the assault, the enemy is weakened and we shall march. Scrag hungers for meat, and the enemy have retreated. Okay, I won't lie, I was not expecting the retreat. The enemy have decided to move to a different location. Instead of retreating back to the settlement where they would have had the garrison to assist them, they've actually marched quite far south. I believe he's out of reach of Scrag. There's nothing Scrag can do at the moment to stop him. But if we get into position ready for the attack, he shall soon be ours. We've assaulted his units once again, and I mean, look at that. The army is basically on the verge of death. We're going to assault the enemy once again. This time we have failed, but I believe the enemy might have actually outsmarted us. By crossing the river, it has used up majority of our movement. Well, I say majority, it's used all of it, and he has retreated to the bridge. This means on his turn, he has full movement to run across the entire road into my land. Meanwhile, there's nowhere for us to go. We can't catch him. It does leave the settlement wide open for attack if he does flee, but this could prove to be a problem. Damn you, border princes. You may have actually outsmarted Scrag this day. And he has done exactly what I thought he would. He has used as much movement as possible to run as deep into my territory as he can. We're stuck by the settlement, or we can attempt to cross the river, but if we cross the river, we instantly lose a turn's worth of movement. So I think for Scrag, the play is to 100% attack this settlement. There's no point trying to chase this guy because he's outmaneuvered us. So for now, we'll conquer their lands and keep an eye out for any further armies to the south. Whereas the Ogre Hunter is going to have to run as fast as he possibly can and keep assaulting the enemy. If we can keep the army weak, he won't be able to take any of my cities. And we have a success. Okay, that's pretty good damage. And as you can see, they will not recover. And then if we use Scrag to conquer this settlement, we have him trapped inside our land. No one can support him, he can't get out, and no one can get in. This battle should be straightforward. They have some spears, swords and crossbows, nothing we haven't faced before, but this time they don't have a wall. It should just be an open town, easy for the taking. Never mind, looking at the battle map, the enemy have sallied out to fight us on the field. That may have been one of the worst decisions the enemy could have possibly have made. We're going to advance on the enemy position. The crossbows will start firing at us, but that's not going to be an issue. I think we're going to break formation and just attack the enemy. There's no point playing it slow, we're just going to go for it. We have a new spell that our leader has learned called the Bone Crusher. I don't know how effective it is, but we will give it a little test right now, shall we? What's an enemy unit we shall use her on? How about you guys here? Is it too close to my own men? Is it going to inflict some friendly fire? We'll have to take... Oh my god! Talk about our Bone Crusher! I didn't think we're just going to summon the Fist of God. But the enemy are already in a full retreat. This battle took all of what? 2 seconds? We didn't lose a single soldier, but we managed to eliminate 400 of them, with 500 of them running for their lives. Who would have thought if a giant fist comes out of the sky, it's gonna cripple your morale and, well... I mean, in all fairness, if I was walking down the street and the Fist of God just appeared above me and just like crushed some poor guy next to me, I'd probably run in fear for my life as well. Either that or I'll probably just shit myself on the spot. But Scrag has conquered the settlement. We will occupy it. We need to conquer this territory. And now it will be the Border Prince's decision on what their next move shall be. I think we have him pretty much trapped. He could try and attack any of our settlements like I said, but with the garrison that's in each of them and how weak his army currently is, each settlement might actually be able to hold their own against him. And if he doesn't attack this turn, we're just going to assault him again on the next one, which is going to weaken him even further. As for their remaining settlements, we still have Helmut von Hassel down here, but he's not really up to much. I don't think they have the funds to recruit a large army. It seems like the army that's stuck inside my land is their main one, so once we eliminate that, we should have an easier time eliminating the rest. But what do you think the plan should be? We're going to eliminate this army either way. We're going to make sure he dies. But once we've killed him, do we sign peace with the Border Princes for now? Do we continue marching south? I'm not entirely sure what the best strategy would be. It'd be nice to eliminate them from the game, but their land is like a long thin line, which opens us up from attacks from like either side, which isn't great. But like I said earlier though, if we take a look at our objectives and our victory conditions, one of our victory conditions is to ensure that the Border Princes are destroyed. But that is going to be it for this part. Until next time, see ya.